What's going on, everyone? Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna give you guys some updates on what's going on with GameStop, AMC, and then I wanted to talk about Siri after that. Siri had a pretty sharp drop, minus 12%. There's a small Siri community, and I'm tracking Siri as well, but maybe some of you who have Siri might be a little surprising, why this thing happened today. So I'm gonna walk you guys through that after this. And then I'm gonna maybe finish off with the Nvidia, what's going on with the Nvidia. So yeah, and then that will kind of give us kind of overall pictures of the big tech companies, throughout the year, till next year. So yeah, let's start with GameStop. So today we had an earning. I mean, the fractal wise, it's very nice. I'll show you in a bit. So I'm gonna show you here, but when I look at what happened today, there's really no, like, hearing, the earning. Like I thought there's gonna be some stuff going on to like some stuff to listen, but basically like there's really nothing. So I mean it's very typical earning as before. But rather than that, it seems like yeah they still have cash, like $4 billion cash or something. They still haven't used it yet. So yeah, yeah, the fundamentals are nice. But in terms of a technical point of view, we are actually ready to rip, and I wanted to show you why. And I personally don't know how much it'll go, so I'll just start with this is not financial advice, just entertainment purpose only. So I'll start with this one. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the fractal first, and then I'll show you RSI and MACD. I think that might be easier to kind of like see what's going on, and it's hard to show everything all together because it's kind of confusing. So yeah, I'll just start with the fractal step by step, so you guys can kind of follow what I see, and that's kind of what I want to kind of convey here. So yeah, let's see. So as I mentioned before, there's a huge accumulation here after drop. Same thing happened. There's accumulation here, right? There's ups and down, ups and down, ups and down, ups and down. But this accumulation phase was way longer, like 10 times longer. When this one takes about 7 days in April, this one took about 78 days, which was pretty much like 10 times, right? Or slightly more. After that, after this accumulation is complete, they start to move up, right? Which was also happening here. As they move up, there's kind of like ups and down as well. But I think overall, this fractal was kind of similar to this one. So and then there was a little bit of pullback here, and which I expected maybe this pullback could come to this 25 level. However, Arcade kind of tweet this one, and then this thing started to rise, which I do think that they kind of complete this whole fractal, and they were kind of waiting for whether they're gonna come down or maybe they have to move. So now, since the Arcade tweet, and you see this like 1, 2, 3 action here. There's one pump, second pump, there's a third pump, right? So we are kind of going through this thing now where like we are almost end of it, right? So let's zoom in here. So now we're going through this whole price action, and then this one took about 8 days. Right now it took about 45 days. It's way longer, right? So anyway, so I'm gonna just turn this one down a little bit so you can just focus on the fractal. So similar fractal, push upside, pull back, push upside, pull back. Very similar, price action, push upside, pull back, push upside, pull back. So now we're when you look at this end of this right before pullback. Oh shit! Hold on. This pullback. Very similar setup, right? top, pull back, same thing, push upside, pull back, right? Push upside and pull back, right? There's like 3 top, right? Very similar, right? In terms of fractal. So push down, and then we went through this kind of like downside, similar thing. I don't want to talk about all this kind of stuff. It's just too much stuff going on. But yeah, let me show you after this. So after this, push downside, there's push downside here. And now we are going through this one now, and then RK tweet, this thing pop, and I want to see a couple of days. Adam Aaron did a dilution, boom, pull back with also GameStop too, and then push upside yesterday, and then we had a pull down, right? Which was happening here, but it's much more how do I say, it's much more more volatile move here. But anyway, we are kind of doing this kind of stuff in my opinion, and I'll show you why in the RSI as well. What's going on here? Yeah, there's really nothing much going on, but I think things gonna pop tomorrow morning in my opinion, and I'll show you why. So now we had an earning, right? And then all this typical earning stuff, but yeah, it went through okay, right? Anyway, like there's no dilution. They said there's no, the important thing is will there be a dilution, but they said they have no plan doing dilution, right? Which is good sign, and then that's bad for shorts, and they still have a lot of cash. So now what's going to happen here? We're, I think, right there, we finish up right there. Now when you look at this one, I do think we are like kind of doing this kind of stuff here. You see that? I'm gonna just close my face so you can focus on this one for a little more. So you see that one? Yeah, that's how I see, right? I might be wrong, but that's how I see. Even how they tank this one down, it's very similar looking when you see this one. This one was like, there's a like very a push, right? There was one push up there, and then pull back, and come up a little bit, right? So when I draw this thing, when I draw this thing, it looks like this. You see that? So push up, pull back down, come up, and push one more down, right? Like that, right? So yeah, so I think this one was happening today. This one was earning, slightly pull back, and this thing start to push, right? So I think we're just kind of end of it. Where now we just kind of waiting for the price action, and then yeah, let's see. And I'm gonna jump onto RSI. So when you look at this RSI here, 1 second, let me just check my audio sound, just make sure if this is doing okay. Okay, there you go, it's okay. Sometimes I talk and then I realize when I try to upload this on my YouTube channel and I found that sometimes it randomly changed my audio, so my voice was so low, and then I was like, shit. Anyway, so let's move on to RSI, right? So I want you to look at this, focus on the RSI here. So when you look at RSI, I did kind of walk you guys through last night. From this one, RSI is kind of doing this kind of stuff. When you look at a bigger picture, it looks like a bear claw face, right? There's like a 1, 2, 3, it's like a bear, You see that? It's a bear paw or something, So RSI did that, right? And what happened? Push back, right? And then what happened after that? RK tweet, all that stuff, and then this thing pop and pops up and down. Very similar thing happened here. I think this one kind of sped up here, right? This whole thing kind of sped up and then push up, which what happened here, and push down, which what happened here. Now this thing start to push upside again, right? Which is about to here. So I think we're so tomorrow, maybe morning, like maybe 11 a.m. or something like that. something's gonna happen tomorrow. And if you guys know, if there's any filings that needs to be released or something, I don't know. Like, I think there's something's gonna happen tomorrow. And then I don't know if it is due to just fractal, like, you know, it has to just go, algo has to go, or I mean, they're gonna time something right. Like, they might release something, and I don't know if you guys have any idea that if like, I know there's like some Turner guy, right? There's a PSA guy. He hasn't announced his shares yet. So if there's any insiders buying, you know, happen, some filing drop here, something could trigger this one, and then that will start to launch this thing here. And I'm wondering if this anything to do with the new director, new executive guy, the Turner guy or something, you know. So I'm wondering what's gonna happen tomorrow. We'll see. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. So yeah, I'm really curious what's going to happen here. You see, let me zoom in. So let me draw this rectangular box. I think we are doing this kind of stuff here. Is it like, yeah, right there? You see that? I think we're doing that one. So we had this upside. Maybe do. I don't know if they're gonna do this. We'll see. But we're doing this one right now. That's the next fractal. But yeah, we're like doing this one, and then suddenly pop, right? So I don't know how they're gonna pop this thing, right? Well, what's the trigger? Like, what was the trigger here? I don't remember. What was the? I don't know if you guys have any idea what happened. I think maybe that's RK, right? Maybe. I think that was RK. But what's gonna happen here tomorrow? What's the trigger? Is it just algo, or is it just I think they're gonna drop something. If they drop something, like they for sure, I mean, I know they're tracking algo, so you know, I have no doubts, but I'm just curious what they're gonna drop. Do you guys have any idea? Anyway, so that's just my opinion. Something's gonna happen tomorrow. Here, I don't know what time. It could be 12 p.m., 10 a.m., whatever. Anyway, like, if I mean, it really depends how fast they're gonna run this thing. I don't know if they're gonna complete this one. I think there's a reason why they left some gap, because to do this, to make this kind of stuff. So this is earning. They had a gap here. There's a gap here. Yeah, there's a little gap here that I think they might fill this one. Which from this one, yeah, it's not a lot. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think they might, like, even when you zoom in, you know, there's like a huge volatility, right? So I think they might already finish this one. You see that? So this is earning. So we had a pop, pull back. That was fast, right? And we just have this candle left. So I'm really curious what's gonna happen tomorrow, you know. Yeah, so we'll see. Let's look at MACD now. So since you see RSI looking great, right? RSI looking really similar to this one. And then the thing is, it's gonna be big. I don't know. The rally here, this one went up like 19%, whereas from here to here is 50%. So which means that when you bring out the calculator, it's about 2.6%, right? Bigger than this one. So last run of this one, the B phase, which I show here, this one went up from here to there about 50%, and if you add 2.6 sorry, times this, and then about 50, let's say 52, that's 136%. So what caused this? And then I do think that there's gonna be a gamma squeeze. So if you add 130%, something like that, this can go up to $60 or something, 65. So I don't know. So I mean, it's possible, right? Like if there's a gamma squeeze, so I think this will be the gamma squeeze phase. So this thing will have to pop about $37 or something, like way above max pain. And then I mean, the fractal is there, the algo setup is there, but what will be the cause to bring this price up to this level, right? That's the question, you know. So something's gonna happen here tomorrow, and then pull back, because they're gonna pull this back by Friday, by option expiration day, and then Monday, Tuesday, gamma squeeze, right? It makes sense. And by December 20 OPEX, they're gonna push down, right? It makes sense. I do think it makes sense. So I want to see what's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm really curious. And also December 13, there's a Bed Bath Beyond and then versus Director case. So I'm really wondering if there's something that's going to announce here. Yesterday there was a RC versus DK Butterfly dismiss, right? Something dismissed, right? The RC said, like, the RC side, the attorney said RC didn't pump and dump. It's not pump and dump because he was initially 9.6%. He had a shares, right? And then after the old executives like Mark Tritton and stuff, they be like, oh, we gotta protect our seat, our board seat. We wanna, like basically they're trying to protect themselves from the hostile takeover. So they were doing a share buyback illegally or something, and then that caused RC to become more than 10%. And then when he sold shares, I think that's what happened. So it's not pump and dump. He mentioned about that, and which is true. So, but anyway, so there's another case, that Bed Bath Beyond Director case, December 13. Plan admin will have to respond about that one. So something's gonna happen here. So so I'm really curious what's gonna happen next 2 weeks. I think it's really important phase. If it doesn't play out like that, I'm a little worried, But I'm pretty confident that something's gonna come out, and I'm pretty confident about RC, how RC track fractal. He does that. So Housecat said, isn't the trigger going to be the NT-ATM announcement? Didn't they already did they already announce that? It's not NT-ATM offering or something. I mean, yeah, they said they're not gonna dilute, right? So yeah, but I don't know. I maybe there's something more. I don't know. Something's gonna happen here. But what's going to happen here? I have no idea. I'm not an insider, so if Larry Chang, if you're listening, if anyone who's a GameStop insider are listening, just feel free to send me a little message. I won't tell anybody. I'll just keep it to myself. I'm just joking. So yeah, something's gonna happen tomorrow. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but but fractal wise, it has to run. So let's see. Let's continue to watch this one. So if this plays out nicely, like this and that, I think this will going into that B phase and then heading to a squeeze phase, which is this one. So we are still far from squeeze phase. So and then, by the way, this target price is not sorry, not target price, this like $1,000 price is not, I don't think we'll go there. I think it will be a little less. So don't get too excited about this price here, but I mean, first I wanted to see how much this will go, right? This B phase, if this one run is small, then of course this one will be smaller too. But yeah, anyway, so for now, I think GameStop looks good. So something's gonna happen tomorrow. Let's take a look at AMC here. AMC drop again, 1.3%. I'm like, okay, but I know where the AMC is tracking now. And then yeah, and then when GameStop pop, this one starts to like moving up, right? So let's see. Oh shit, I have to bring this back to 2021 January because it looks like they're kind of mimicking similar algo here. So when you look at, okay, so let me close down the RSI for a second. So this is 2021, okay? 2020 December, 2021 January squeeze. Right now, like I mentioned before, at the time there was a lot of liquidity, right? Fat print money, they have a lot of cash, they have money. I mean, there's a lot of monies are floating around, right? As compared to now, it's completely opposite. So the algo, it's very slow. However, I think it's mimicking similar pattern. So when you look at this one as a bigger picture, where's my brush? So when this thing hit the bottom here, and this thing hit the bottom, this thing start to move like that. But when I do a bigger picture, basically this did this one, right? Move up, push down. Which what happened here, hit the bottom, they did all this kind of zigzag whatever pattern here, but still they moved up and pushed down, which is very similar to similar looking. Back then it took only how many days was it? It was like maybe a few days. Yeah, like 7 days. Yeah, something like that. Whereas right now it took more than 7 days. It's way more. So you obviously could see how things are so slow. It's taking, how many days is it? This is like 60 days. So it's like 10 times longer than what's happening here. But the good thing is the size might be similar to what happened here, which is so when you see how much it went up from here to top, went up 20%, from here to top 27%. So it's very similar. So when you look at just this blue A box here, you could tell that the price action is quite similar, right? Which means that next phase, when they move to a B phase, this green box here, there's a more possibility that, I mean, of course we have to see how much they're gonna push this thing when they enter this B phase, which I do expect that GameStop will start to trigger, and when they make this thing happen here, then AMC will follow, of course, right? So I'm really curious how much they're gonna push this thing, right? That's the second thing that we wanna know, because everyone say like, oh yeah, MOAS, but and then people talks about the price target, but what's the actual price target, and then how do you define that? Nobody knows. We're not market makers. Even market makers might not know that. Maybe they know, but I don't know. But what's the important thing is, yeah, like this seems pretty similar. Let's look at this one. Let's say this one went up about 48%. Let's say 50%. So if this one go up 50%, it will be somewhere around here, $6.66. Wow, that's crazy, 666. So but anyway, if this end up somewhere around 666 or $7 area, then that when this thing start to squeeze, and we still have to check this next phase, which is a C phase, but next time that when this thing enter in the final squeeze phase, how much it will go, right? So and then so let's see how much so let's wait a couple weeks to play out, to see how it play out, and then we can make a judgment. Okay, maybe this thing could push maybe this much, because when you look what happened in Jan, I think it went almost 1,000%, right? This one from the bottom to the top, almost 1,000%. So if you add 1,000% from here to the top, they'll give you somewhere around like $47 marks, and which makes sense because there's a gap here at $40. You see that there's a gap, so it makes sense. It makes sense that they pushing this thing around $40 makes sense because there's all gap here. So yeah, so that's the thing that I want to kind of see how this is gonna play out. So yeah, that's AMC. Let's talk about Siri. Siri dropped -12%. I mean, it was kind of a lot, but when I look at the fractal and then look at the what's going on, what happened today, this kind of gives me another confirmation where this at. It's like a points, like, oh, we are actually here, oh, we are right there, like, this can you can make a judgment, oh yeah, that's like kind of like a, not a placeholder, but some sort of a like a mark, like a marking, so when you compare to what happened here in 2023, this is 2003 June, and then yeah, it looks, yeah, so let me walk you guys through here. So after RK, you guys remember Rowan Kitty tweet about the he posts something about the tennis player, right? So RK posts this one. Where was this one? Yeah, he posted this one in June 17, right? June 17, he posted this one, and then you guys all know about what he said about it, right? He talks about
serious, man. You can't be serious, man.
Yeah, he talks about that. You can't be serious. So the serious is this one, right? It's a serious. So since he tweeted this one on June 16, was it June 17 or 16? June 17, Siri started moving up, right? So it started like 14 actually. So there was like so this one up 50%, somewhere like 57 or 50%, somewhere there, right? When you look at what happened here after this one tanks down, this one also tanked down, and then creating this cycle, this one up like, how much was it? This one like 12, like 17, 18%, right? So it was way bigger, right? 19% or something. So when this one went up 53%, that's 19%. So let's say, so it's like 2.7 times bigger than what happened here in April. And then I do think that RK got in here, because I saw there's a lot of FTDs. I did saw that, and then there's somebody made this type of volumes and this movement here, which is very similar to what happened here in June 2023. Same cycle, same fractal. They did some sort of a merge. They did merger, but it's like kind of like what's the name of the I forgot the name of the merger, but they basically kind of like split, right? Was it split merger or something? So they had a holding company, but I think they removed themselves, and they still kept the Siri ticker, and then that still hold the whole short interest, right? So anyway, so very similar thing happened here in the green box. After when he start to find the bottom, it started to push upside. So it's very similar looking here. Let's look at the MACD. Just 1 second. It's too much going on, so I'll keep it simple. So since then, since they made this pattern and start to push upside, which what happened here. So when you look at this one, there was a gap. They filled the gap, start to pushing this upside. Same thing happened here. When you zoom in, start to pushing upside. But when you look at this chart, it's very chaotic here. But when you look at this one, it went up, pushed down like really fast. There's one candle looks very exactly like that. What happened to today? I think this one dropped almost 4%. But since this is 2.7%, 7 times bigger, so There you go, 13%, right? So it's very similar. It's like 12%, right? It looks so they're tracking same fractal, but same fractal as 2003 June, but yeah, it's way bigger. And they left the gap here at $28, which means that they're gonna come up to fill that gap, right? So next price action will be this one. They will probably just fill this gap right away, you know, just like push, boom. So I think this could happen here. Let's see. If that happened, that will give you a confirmation. We check off this one, right? And then push downward, check off this one, right? Fill this gap, and then push upside, which is what happened here. And then if this happened on my chart somewhere in the end of December or early January, that's another check off, right? Push downside, whatever, or they're gonna do all that, see what they're gonna do. And then there's earning here, February 4th. It does look like they're gonna drop it, so I want to see if they're gonna create a gap, do this, and then come down to fill this gap, like what happened here. So yeah, and then that will be the final confirmation, and then this thing start to squeeze. I have no idea how they're gonna launch this thing, but something's gonna happen here. I'm pretty sure they will have something here to let this go. But yeah, in terms of fractal wise, also what happened today, dropped 12%. This one, when you look at this one, yeah, this MACD was trying to push upside, but come down here, right? This is daily, by the way. Very similar movement here as what you see here, and then after that, push upside again. So I want to see if this thing to push upside, do all this kind of stuff. Same thing as what happened here. So anyway, so that's Siri. So I know there's a small Siri community that might be curious what's going on, and then I hope this helpful. Yeah, let's look at the last one, which is Nvidia. I'm checking the Nvidia. I'm looking at Nvidia because I want to see how the big tech stocks, or SPY, because this is related to SPY, right? So I'm curious what's going on here. So I was talking to my friend, his old friend. I knew him since when I was in early 20, and then we were just kind of talking about the cryptos and Bitcoin, the cycles and stuff, bull cycle, whatever, and we talk about Nvidia, and then I invited him over to my place to show him the chart, and then he agreed with me because he see a divergence happening here. When the divergence means basically like when this thing was up here, which was highs in RSI, when the chart is moving upside, but then RSI start to declining, that's a divergence. So it's also happened here. So this is the 2006. This is 2007 before crash, right? So similar thing happened here. So there's a one here. The stock is going up, but this thing start to push downside, right? Like this. So I do think that there's gonna be a crash. There's gonna be like like liquidation or something like that from Nvidia, like big tech stocks especially. And then you saw what's happening in the SMCI. Yeah, I think something's gonna happen here. I have no idea, but yeah, so it's moving down here too, Nvidia. So I'm wondering. So I already put a date here, so we are kind of on this level. I want to see if the GameStop start to push, let's say tomorrow. It's possible that SPY or like the Nvidia, maybe this thing start to come downward, like start to maybe crashing, I want to see if this thing come down this level by end of December 26th. So we'll see that this will push back upside. So this is when GameStop squeeze. So I think maybe this will run all together, maybe makes sense. And then after that, after GameStop AMC squeeze by end of January or something, if that's correct timeline, this thing start to just free fall, which is what happened here. So I'm just kind of showing the same fractal as 2007, free fall until April. I know there's a Bad Beyond community where like they're really getting tired of what's going on. I'm getting tired too. I'm pretty sure PP is getting tired too. Everyone is getting tired. And we're just kind of waiting. We've been waiting for 2 years. What's going to happen, but we believe in RC, and yeah, let's see what happens. But I do think that they have to announce something soon. I mean, but people speculate that we have to wait until Donald Trump gets in the the presidential the administrations, and he start to like basically he has to become an official president, right? So that will be the end of January. So people talks about maybe we have to wait until then. Maybe that's possible, but yeah, everyone's just kind of waiting. Somebody made a post on this one. I was just laugh. This was so funny. It's the year of 2032, and then you receive cash and equity. Yeah, so everyone is really everyone just kind of feels drowning, and we just want something to come out, but it's taking really more time than I expected, and I think everyone feels the same way. But something's gonna happen here. Maybe that's the this Q1 area, end of April to end of January to April. Something could happen here. So I'm looking to see what's going to happen here. So we'll see. And then we'll this thing bring up again to end of June, and then this thing smash again too. This will be a last flat like a flush out, go until November, right? That was kind of interesting because let's say if the timeline is the in terms of the squeeze timeline, if this is the let's say if this is the not the last one, let's say if this is the second one, and maybe we have a one more squeeze. I added another timeline here, sorry, the date here, date range. So from May 13, from end of January, that gave you 260 days. Okay, if you add another 260 days, that will give you October 13. Okay, so if you look at Nvidia, where's October here? Yeah, October is right there. So something could happen here. Okay, something could, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but if let's say if this thing happened here, right, and then maybe they're gonna run same cycle. So for example, like this one, oops, let's say they're gonna do same cycle, like they do whatever like that, and then do another one here. Like basically this is gonna be like, yeah, like they're destroying whole the short sellers here. But anyway, if this thing actually happened like that, like basically like they're doing like cycles over and over again, but taking about 260 days, and maybe if this is the last one, maybe this will be the last one, then yeah, like it makes sense that Nvidia like crashed, because a lot of people talks about how the market makers, the short hedge funds, they're using the leverage from Nvidia to create liquidity, and then maybe there's a reason why that now GameStop is start to like hold this meme basket start to kind of pump, and then this thing start to push down. Like there's, I think, reason why the cycle is slightly different. I mean, they're completely opposite. Like SPY is like about to crash, the meme stock is gonna run, the crypto market is also run in a bull cycle after some pullback. So I think there's a reason why. So yeah, I'm really curious. Anyway, so I'm really curious what's gonna happen tomorrow, which is what everyone's kind of waiting for. So yeah, let's yeah, I cannot tell what's the time frame, like what's like when this thing will launch, but I think it's possible we could see some sort of filing, maybe, um, or something that I have no idea what that is. But I know that the Turner guy hasn't bought the like shares or something, whatever. So I don't know. Maybe something could come out from the the new executives, So, but that's the only thing I could think of. So, but anyway, so yeah, thanks for tuning in. I think I'll kind of wrap up now. So that's what I see. So let's see tomorrow. Finger crossed. And then I'll give you guys update tomorrow as well. And see, I'm really hope this thing happen. And I do I do think that it's we are on the we are basically kind of like going into the next squeeze phase, next run. But it's just taking a longer and more duration than I expected, because I think they're making a bigger run, which means that they need more liquidity. They need more, the shares. They need, basically they need more time, right? They need more time to make a bigger run. So I think in that sense, it makes sense that they're dragging this one. They're taking more time than May run. And then I think the May run was kind of set up in a way that maybe from RK side, also there's a long forces, maybe RC side, they create this algo, they create this fractal for a reason, I think so. So, and then the cool thing is that it's kind of tracking very similarly, yeah, right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So hope you guys have a good night. It's almost 11 p.m. Eastern time here, so have a good night, guys, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow around the same time. I'll probably do like another stream, so like somewhere like maybe 9 p.m., 10 p.m., something like that. I took some naps. I was so tired. So, but anyway, yeah, thanks for tuning in, and then I'll see you guys next time. Bye.